Hi, Donald here with Floating Feathers Kayak Fly Fishing School with another tips and tricks. And this tips and tricks is if you get a new kayak, let's say for Christmas, since it's Christmas season, Christmas is just a few days away as I'm starting to make this video, or any time you get a brand new kayak to you. Maybe it's your first kayak you've ever got, and you want to go through and make sure that you've got everything that you need to make your trip safe and fun at the same time. All right, safety is first, fun is second. That is what it is. These are great little fun toys to have, but there comes a responsibility, and that is responsible to be safe for yourself and others around you. So this is kind of a top 10 list of things to get for your first kayak, or the 10 things you should always do before setting out on your kayak adventure. Now that's whether it's kayak fishing, kayak fly fishing, or just kayaking without fishing, just a recreational paddle. And the first thing that you're going to need, you want to check to make sure it fits right and everything else, is a PFD, right? We always want that PFD. Now there are several great companies out there. There's probably 30 great companies, hundreds if not thousands of different models of PFDs. Some are made specifically for paddling, some are made specifically for kayak fishing, paddling, fishing, paddle sports. My suggestion is get one that fits, get the one that's comfortable, and get one that's going to be the right type for the right waters that you are paddling. And I'll release another video in a few weeks about trying to choose the right PFD type for the right waters, because there are differences. The second thing you're going to need after your PFD is a way to move that kayak. And the easiest way to do that is with a paddle, right? Now, if you have a pedal kayak, you're still going to need a paddle. If you have a motor, still going to need a paddle. So you still need a paddle no matter what main type of propulsion you're going to have on that kayak. So number one, PFD. Number two is a paddle. Number three is a whistle. All right, it's the whistle. This is a flat safety whistle. These run anywhere from $1 to probably $5. You want something that's going to work when it's wet. That is the key. Most whistles, a traditional whistle like you had in, the gym teacher had, isn't going to work because it has a little ball inside, and that ball has to move around with the air to make it whistle. These are flat whistles. These are emergency whistles, and they are extremely nice to have. And I just put this in the pocket of my PFD, or most of them come with a tether of some type, or a clip, or a restraint. Put that on your PFD so it's with you if you ever happen to go overboard. So PFD, paddle, whistle. Next is a knife. As you can see, I have my knife on my PFD, and if you've watched any of my other videos on this channel, I really go over how important a knife is for safety, for other things when you're out there paddling. Get a good knife. I like one from NRS. Want the blunt tip, so that way if I do happen to drop it, I don't jab myself in the leg or arm or hand or anything like that and then need medical attention. So just kind of a safety thing for me. All right, so we've got PFD, we've got paddle, we've got whistle, we've got a knife. Number 5, okay, is file a float plan. And if you don't know what a float plan is, look it up, Google it. U.S. Coast Guard, the harbor master, anywhere you're going to be kayaking from, if you're kayaking from a designated boat launch or anything like that, usually has a harbor master or somebody that's in charge of that area, and you can file a float plan with them. I have another video on my channel of fishing apps, or apps that I use while I'm kayaking and fishing, and the U.S. Coast Guard has a 100% free app. It works great for Apple and Android. So check it out. You can file a float plan right on their app. You can keep records of multiple boats or multiple paddle craft. So it works really, really well, and it walks you through step by step on filing a float plan. So highly recommend filing a float plan. Number 6, and number 6 can be done whenever you're taking the kayak out, and especially I want you to check it when you get a brand new kayak. So if you got a brand new kayak for Christmas, or you got a brand new kayak that you bought you bought it yourself, someone gave it to you for a present, something like that. Check all your hardware, check all your screws, your handles, your bungee cords, all of that. Make sure it's all in good working order. Make sure your screws are tight. So that your hardware is tight, so that you don't lose something when you're out in the water. Make sure that your straps that hold on your seat, or bungees if it holds on your seat, however your seat is secured to the kayak, make sure everything is in working order. do that before you get in the water. I do that before I leave the house. That way, if I need to fix something, I have the tools. But I also carry a spare screwdriver in my glove box because most of the stuff in this kayak, or the Crescent brand kayaks, are easily fixed with a screwdriver. They're Phillips head number 2. Will fix about everything on here. Rivets are going to be a different story. We'll get into that at a different time. Any hardware that you can tighten, or just make sure that it's secure and in good working order before you go on your trip. So let's go over the top 6 already, right? We've got PFD, paddle, whistle. We've got a knife. We've got a file or float plan, and tighten all hardware, okay? So number 7, I'm not going to show you mine because it's videoing right now, but number 7, have a radio or a phone on you, all right? If you have a radio, make sure the batteries are charged. If you have a phone, make sure the battery's charged. A lot of fun to take pictures when you're out paddling. If you're fishing, take pictures of your fish. But that phone can also be a very good safety device. So radio or phone, number 7. Number 8, have a headlamp, flashlight, and I mean a bright flashlight and a bright headlamp. Something that can be seen for 2 nautical miles, okay? You don't have, even if you don't plan to be out after dark or in dusk or in fog, sometimes weather can sneak up on you. Sometimes a trip can take a little bit longer. Sometimes you may be injured and it takes you a little longer to paddle back. So if you have a headlamp that can be seen for 2 nautical miles, or a 360-degree light that can be seen for 2 nautical miles, please put it on your kayak. Keep it somewhere. You may not have to have it on all the time, but if you need it, it's great to have. If you need it and don't have it, it is a terrible situation to be in. So number 8 is a headlamp or flashlight or a 360-degree light that can be seen for 2 nautical miles. Number 9 is a flag, a visual indication that you are on the water that stands about 32 to 36 inches off the top of your kayak. And the reason for that is, even in this brightly colored kayak, and this kayak can be seen, safety colors, it's a bright, safe color. It's seen for a very long ways off the water or on the water. But there are instances and circumstances where waves or horizons or things like that, and sometimes, other boaters and things aren't paying that much attention to the water's surface. They're looking into the horizon, so they just overlook small little craft in the water. A flag will get you a little bit of more visual point. It'll be moving. With the wind's blowing, it'll be flapping, get a little bit of attention. So a flag of some sort. Now, it doesn't have to be this fancy. This is one from Yak Attack, but I just really like these. But you can get a bicycle flag and put up there as long as you can attach it to the kayak. A flag just to get up above the base, the base of the kayak, okay? If you're fishing, just make sure that the flag isn't in your way when you're casting. Number 10, okay? Number 10 is a little odd. It's a sticker from the U.S. Coast Guard Auxiliary, and it's an If Found contact sticker. This is a great sticker to have. I fill it out with a Sharpie or other waterproof type of pencil or marker, or something that's not going to wipe off when it gets wet, because if your kayak gets wet. I put these anywhere on the kayak. I'll put it behind my seat somewhere. I'll put it somewhere in the kayak so that if me and my kayak are separated for whatever reason, and they find this kayak, it could be a storm, it could be, I fell out, whatever it may be. Me and this kayak suddenly got separated. That sticker will alert the Coast Guard and anybody else that finds that kayak with your name, number, and information. Now, I'm going to go with 2 ways to do this, okay? Now, you can put your own name and phone on there, okay? But if you notice, it has 2 places for phone. So I put my name and my phone number on the top line. I put my emergency contact phone number on the other, okay? So that way, if you're unconscious somewhere because you got separated from this boat and they're trying to call you, you obviously aren't going to answer your phone. So on the second line of this phone, put your emergency contact down here, okay? Emergency contact. You can put your name here. You can put / whoever your significant other is, your emergency contact. Put 2 phone numbers. At minimum, 2 phone numbers. That is extremely important. So, I'm going to go from 1 to 10 again. First is this PFD, right? Pardon the noise. PFD. You got your paddle for your propulsion needs. You've got a whistle. It should be in your PFD or on your PFD somewhere. You have a knife that should be on your PFD or within reach in a pocket, clipped to your PFD somewhere you can get to that in an emergency situation. Excuse me. You want to file a float plan. I file a float plan with the U.S. Coast Guard via the U.S. Coast Guard app. It's extremely easy. You want to tighten all your hardware, make sure everything's secure and in good working order. Make sure you have a radio or phone with a fully charged battery. You want to have a headlamp, a flashlight, or a 360-degree light that can be seen for 2 nautical miles, just in case you are out there when the weather gets rough, or if you happen to be separated slowly coming back and it starts to get dark. You want a flag to be seen, right? And then you want that awesome sticker that you can get for free if you contact a U.S. Coast Guard auxiliary. You can write them. There's clubs out there. There's a lot of places will give these away for free. So your kayak shops will have these. A lot of kayak shops will have these. Any boating place will most likely have these. They're free. You can get them from the U.S. Coast Guard Auxiliary. So that is your top 10 things to get, or top 10 things to do when you first get your kayak, or you get a kayak for a gift and you want to take it out on the water. Everything else can stem from there, but those are the 10 things I feel that you need to be a fun, safe kayak experience. Thank you all for watching. My name is Donald with Floating Feathers Kayak Fly Fishing School. Please tune in every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Central for more tips and tricks. And until next time, safe paddles and tight lines.